Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Jennifer, and we are a middle aged couple with a Regal Unlimited subscription and an unrelenting passion for movie theater popcorn.
It's such a passion that we will go see a movie just to have popcorn.
No.
No, not in this case. We actually did want to see this movie, which is going to
Yes.
surprise some people, but yes, this is theoretically a children's movie.
I don't know if this is a children's movie.
Yeah, I don't know if it is either. We went and saw The Sheep Detectives, which everyone has been saying is actually a really good movie and really fun for adults. And
It's
they
a
were
really
right.
good movie.
It is a really good movie, and it was really fun for adults. These particular adults in particular.
I mean, when I saw the commercial for this movie months ago,
Yeah.
I turned to you in the theater and I was like, I need to see this movie.
Yeah, and I was like, are you high?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it was about it, but it just seemed very clever and funny and had real people in it. Hugh Jackman is an actual people, and then there are a bunch of actors whose names you know who are the voices of sheep. But that part wasn't clear from the commercial. I don't know. There was just something about it that was like, this looks funny and clever and will hit my sense of humor. I want to see it. And this movie was so much more than that. It's not even funny.
But it
Oh my
was
God.
all that.
It was all that
funny
and more.
clever, and it hit our sense of humor perfectly. The chicken gag is like. So I don't think we need to spoil this movie. I mean,
No,
the plot
you really
is the
should see
least of
it.
it. The plot
You
is
really
the least of
should
the
see
movie. It's a mystery story.
Yes.
Big surprise there.
Well, I mean, and
But it's done
the
very
trailer
well.
the trailer makes it clear that
Yeah.
the sheep are
Trying to solve a murder.
have learned the tropes of detective stories,
Yes.
and they are now going to apply them to find out who murdered their shepherd,
Yeah.
who's Hugh Jackman.
And that's all we need to say about the plot.
Yes.
So it's a mystery story. Of course, there are lots of characters, all of whom are suspicious, and then we figure out in the end who actually did it, who done it.
Who done it
But
and why?
in the meantime, there's just an enormous amount of humor in this movie. The jokes all land. They're all good. None of them are mean. They're not. None of them are scatological. There are
Yep.
no poop or fart jokes in this entire movie.
Nope.
And they're sheep. They should be pooping all the time. But no, not in this movie.
Nope.
And then underneath all of that, underneath the fun, silly, adult-friendly sheep movie, is like this weird, like very dark, but also very meaningful and, powerful inquisition about death and
Death and growing up
and growing
and
up
belonging
and
and community
community.
and friendship and love and just just stuff that makes you cry
Yeah.
more than
Why-
once through this movie about sheep.
Why they put all this in this movie? Because it works.
'Cause it works.
It's really a solid movie because of it. I think
Yeah.
it's got so many layers and so much depth to it. Yeah, it's just kind of amazing. It's one of those movies. I think, when was the last time we saw a movie like this? Was it the Barbie movie, maybe, or like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where you're just like, you think you know you're in for a good time, and you have no idea what you're actually getting on top of the good time
Yeah.
that you definitely get. I think that, it's just this profound message in the midst of a very, very silly murder mystery. It's a super cozy murder mystery. It's not going to scare anybody.
It has like a Knives Out feel to it, particularly the most recent Knives Out movie, just in terms of the little town where this is happening.
But it's like Knives Out by way of Sesame Street.
Sure, yeah, it's like the first Knives Out movie in the sense of like, oh, you haven't seen a traditional-ish murder mystery in quite a while kind of movie. Like, bring yourself back into like the universe of what a traditional-ish murder mystery might kind of feel like, with some twist to it, right? But just what reminded me of the most recent one is this little town in the woods and the church in the town.
Sure.
Like, just kind of visually reminded
Yeah,
me
it's a
of
little
the other
village
movie.
church.
Yeah. There, nothing about the plot, for any
Right.
of those movies is relevant to this, but like the feel, you
Yeah.
know.
Just the sense of the the quirky characters,
Yeah.
all of whom have a clear motive, and yeah, it's like I said, it's like done by way of Sesame Street, so it's all primary colors. There is more sunlight in this movie than I think we've seen in a long time.
And certainly more sunlight than there ever is on the Fair Isle of Great Britain, you know.
Where this was, where did
And this clearly supposed to be England. Denbrook is the name of the
Yeah.
town.
It's set up as like the sleepiest, most boring small town in
Yeah.
England that you could possibly have. The only police person is cousin Greg from Succession.
Nicholas
which is
Braun.
such interesting casting.
Very odd
wow.
casting choice, but like it works. It's perfect, but it's kind of bonkers.
Hugh Jackman in like the quietest, gentlest role that Hugh Jackman has ever played. Like
The most bucolic,
This
you
is
know.
not even the Greatest Showman level, right? This
Oh
is-
God, no, yeah.
Yeah, this is Sam Neill as played by Hugh Jackman.
Yes. 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 That's exactly it. Real life Sam Neill as played by Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's adorable.
Yep.
Everything about this movie is adorable.
Yep.
The characters are adorable.
Yep.
The two main detective sheep, I guess there's just three, but the two main ones have so much chemistry and they're such good friends. It's just...
And it's so emotional. Their relationship is so emotional
And
in ways
there's
that you
a-
kind of don't realize until like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and then you're like,
There's a little lamb who's the pariah of the flock, and oh my God, is it cute? And just, it's the sheep are just adorable. Like it's too much, and yeah,
And large number of the voice actors are very famous people, and so definitely through the movie you're like, oh wait a second, that's. And then for some of them I never did figure out, you know. So I'm looking at the credits and going, wait a second, that was what?
normally in terms of voice acting, I much prefer professional voice actors rather than famous actors to do the parts. But I think it totally works here. I think the guessing game of wait, is that really Patrick Stewart? Yeah, it absolutely works. It's fun. It's another part of the fun. Damn, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's very well put together. I never remember which first name goes with which last name, but Lord and Miller,
Yeah.
right? They're part of the executive
produced it,
producing
yeah.
team and stuff.
But it
And
was a director I'd never heard of,
yeah,
based on a
although
book I'd never heard of.
the writer was the guy who wrote The Last of Us, Craig Mazin.
Yes.
Mazin.
Made the
Mazin?
TV show.
Who made the TV
yeah.
show The Last of Us, yeah. And yeah, but just like this, I don't even know how you pitch this, you know what I mean? Like, what's the elevator pitch for this movie? Sheeps are detectives, and they meditate on life and death
Yeah.
while they do
While
it,
solving a murder.
while solving a murder, while being sheep
Yeah.
and doing sheeply things, you know, like, yeah, and I guess becoming self-aware as sheep, I suppose, also. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like a kid's growing up movie, like, you know, where they mature over time in the movie and wrestle with the world in their maturing. Like, I mean, I guess this isn't a kid's movie, it's more like a YA movie, you know what I mean? Like
Something,
it's
yeah.
a teenager, you know, young teenager movie in the kind of things that it's wrestling with very upfront, you
Yeah.
know, like it's
was very
not
impressed.
Bambi, you know, like it's a lot more than that.
It was definitely not like your average children's movie.
No, it's
wasn't
not a kid's
full.
movie.
It wasn't stuffed full of needle drops.
Yeah.
There's one very well chosen song in the whole movie, as far as I can tell.
It's too slow to be a modern kids movie.
Yeah, there's no like sight gags. There's no dumb extended dialogue scenes of somebody not getting what's going on. There's no like. There are plenty of comic relief characters,
Yes.
but they're kind of all comic relief characters, and everybody's allowed to be funny. And it's really not what you think of when you think of a children's movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I really don't think this is a kid's movie. It really is not.
It's kind of a callback to like what children's movies were kind of like when we were kids.
Yes.
Like The Secret of Nim, or not as dark as that, but the Rescuers, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or Lady and the Tramp.
An American Tail.
Sure, but not animated. Like it's CGI.
It is basically an animated
it's
movie.
All CGI. There's the sheep are not practical in any way. But they look good. They look good for CGI.
Yeah.
They felt like sheep, and I think that was something that really kind of struck me throughout the movie. Was I didn't feel like I was watching kids dressed up like sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like I was watching Andy Serkis in a sheep suit.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was watching sheep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do anything in the movie that a sheep couldn't do. Now, an intelligent sheep.
But even the physicality, it was very clear, particularly with the lambs, the way the lambs were frolicking and gallivanting. Like some of their physical actions are things that sheep cannot do or would not do.
But the lambs, okay.
Like lambs frolic and gallop and they look ridiculous, but like the physicality of the lambs in particular is very different from actual lambs. But not in ways that, like, unless you're an asshole like me who just sits around and stares at shit like that, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, they feel very natural. The adult sheep are more real than the lambs. Their little
hooves clomp on the pavement of the streets. And their bodies move like a thing with four legs, very low center of mass moves. And like they just, and
the fluffy and the size of them, like they move and I mean this movie couldn't have been made 5 years ago,
right?
Like,
and their faces are sheep faces.
Their faces are sheep faces.
They're not exaggerated. They're not made. They're not anthropomorphized. They're not like. Their eyes aren't like gigantic and sticking out of the sides of their heads. It's not cartoonish, right? The designs of the sheep are to make them look like sheep.
Yep.
And they do. And, they're different kinds of sheep. It's not just a flock of one woolly white kind of sheep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell them apart easily.
Yep.
But they look like sheep.
Yeah.
And they act like sheep. And and on some levels
they're just
they
not
think
dirty
like
enough.
sheep. Yeah.
Yeah. And in some ways they think like sheep, and that is sometimes part of the humor, and that's sometimes part of the pathos.
Absolutely.
And that
And in this movie, sheep have this magical ability, which is it's the perfect sheep magical ability, which is they can literally just count down from 3 and forget whatever they want to forget, and it never comes back to them.
Yeah.
There is one sheep in the story who lacks this special ability, and they're so sad for the sheep that he can't just like get rid of unwanted thoughts.
Yeah.
Which is just fascinating, and oh my god, this is so much fun.
Yeah. Fun, emotional, like yeah. I mean, you cry in movies sometimes that I don't cry in, and this was a movie where I cried more than once through, or teared up more than once through this movie.
I'm
it's
typically
like
the big softie, but this time, we were both crying.
Yeah.
A transom lamb? What could be worse than a transom lamb? There's some really silly moments in this film. But they don't detract from anything. Like the silliness of it is part of the entertainment.
Yeah.
It's and the human characters are all incredibly dumb and very much caricatures. But they're given room to grow and have epiphanies of their own. Yeah. There's a moment when Cousin Greg, Nicholas Braun, goes from being the completely inept, dumb local constable to actually a detective in his own right, and spurred on by the sheep. And it's just, your heart soars. You're like, oh, this is what he was born to be. And just it's so cute. I don't know how else to describe this movie other than cute, but it's so much more than that.
It's about very like emotional things, and about community, and about belonging, and
And
you know,
death.
and death
life.
and learning about
birth.
what life means and like,
Yeah.
you know, the connections that make life meaningful and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What else do you want to say about the Sheep Detectives? Because this is our shortest video ever.
I mean, you should go see it. To be
Yeah,
honest,
absolutely.
it's a
We
know
definitely
Amazon
recommend
MGM Studios movie, so I'm sure
It'll
it's
be
going to
on
end up
Prime.
on Amazon Prime. And so if you don't watch it in the theaters, which it doesn't seem like very many people are.
Well, we went on a Monday night.
No, just in terms of like this movie's only been out for 2 weeks,
Yeah,
and the
fair.
number of showings is pretty slim pickings. So,
Yeah.
and I haven't heard anything about it like doing gangbusters in terms of money. So I have a sneaking suspicion that Mandalorian and Grogu is going to blow it out of the water.
Sure.
And this is I can tell you already an infinitely better movie. As much as I hope that I'm going to enjoy Mandalorian and Grogu,
We'll find out.
I think this is going to be an infinitely better movie.
So I would say this is actually worth seeing in the theater if you have the
I think
opportunity.
it
to do
is.
so.
I think
it's
it
not
is.
a big thing like it would be, say, with like Sinners or something.
Yeah.
Sinners you got to see in the theater at least once. This it benefits from being on a big screen. It's a beautiful film. It's big, full of sunshine and color. And
This big, expansive meadow, that is
Oh.
small but feels like it's the whole world. It'd be bigger on a big screen.
And when you shrink those things down to the small screen, you're going to lose something. I still think it'd be worth seeing on
Yes.
the small screen. Absolutely. Even on a phone.
Yep.
You can follow it along just fine. And it is, it's cartoonish enough that it'll work at that scale. But the bigger screen definitely gave it this saturation and just this lushness that I think it's going to lack
Yeah.
on your phone. So see it in the theater if you can, but definitely see it.
Yep.
Wait till it comes out in streaming if you must, but see it when it comes out in streaming. Because you won't be disappointed. You will enjoy this film. I pretty much guarantee it.
Yeah.
You'd have to have just a heart of stone.
Yep.
You'd have to have a heart of stone or be completely fed up with childish things.
Or be Skeletor.
Or be Skeletor, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I was wrong, but I don't know. He didn't sound like Jared Leto in the trailer.
Well, it's very easy to look that one up. Yes, we are talking
But
about the
that's
trailer
not-
that we saw
that
in
has
the
nothing to do with
Masters of the Universe
that
movie.
has nothing to do with the Sheep Detectives. Anyway, so go see Sheep Detectives and thank us later because you'll have a great time. All right. So, until next time,
Bye.
bye.